And now, we talk about food. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku. Here we talk about all the food happenings around Acadiana. If you like food, tune in. You might learn something new. It is Labor Day weekend, which is the unofficial end of summer, but I'm kind of super excited about this little bit of fake coldness that I feel like we're having. Maybe it's just my imagination, but I do feel like the temperature has dropped a little bit. And the other thing that that comes with September 1st is I get to wear boots again, which I'm super excited about. I rocked my boots all weekend. And then also, I'm sure you've seen the memes everywhere, pumpkin spice, everything. Not a big fan of the pumpkin spice myself. However, pumpkin cheesecake ice cream from Ben & Jerry's and the pumpkin yaya bread from, I'm blanking on the name of the restaurant right now, one of the bakeries, and I'll find it at a commercial break. But the pumpkin yaya bread is Great Harvest. There we go. Is one of my favorite things about fall. Joining tonight as guest co-host is Melissa Lenner, and she is the creator and mastermind behind Let the Good Nosh Roll. And we're going to be talking to her throughout the show about this sushi creation that she came up with. Are you a pumpkin fan?
No, I am not a pumpkin spice latte fan whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't like the pumpkin spice latte at all. But what about other pumpkin?
Chocolate pumpkin bread.
Yeah,
huge
right.
fan. Pumpkin ravioli I can do.
Yeah. In the savory sense of the word, I do like pumpkin like that. Do you think that you could ever incorporate pumpkin into your sushi rolls?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Maybe that'll be a special fall themed for the farmers market.
I could definitely do pumpkin seeds and incorporate that as crunch, some pepitas. But that's my stretch.
Okay. There we go. We can roll with that. So, everyone jokes about how women are so obsessed with pumpkin spice. Well, there was a study done a while back that said that men are kind of programmed to love the smell of pumpkin spice, and for women to wear it as kind of a fragrance because it's supposed to be like pheromones wise, kind of like a turn on for them. So maybe the reason why women like pumpkin spice lattes so much is there's this animalistic drive, to smell like pumpkin to attract men. I don't know. I said something about that online today, and this guy was like, "What are you talking about? Pumpkin spice is disgusting." And I was like, well, maybe you've evolved from there. But yeah, there was a study that said that that's the scent that men find most craveable on a woman is pumpkin spice flavor. Something about like the baking too, like vanilla and things like that, but specifically pumpkin spice.
Yeah, it probably reminds them of Christmas time. So
maybe so.
That like cinnamon scent.
They get presents and
good times in their memories. It'll be the next aphrodisiac after oysters. Pumpkin spice lattes.
There you go. Dab a little behind your ears, on your wrist. Okay. Yeah, I'm not drinking this from Starbucks. I'm getting it for my perfume. Can I just have like the container of spice flavor? They're gonna sell out at the spice market.
Yeah,
like the little pumpkin spice section. Everyone's gonna go grab it. Sure. So last week's show was kind of rough for me. I thought I was nursing a severely bad hangover, and it turned out I had tonsillitis, and I had to go to the doctor last week, and I was in the bed, and it was really bad. And I just have to say again, thank God for Waiter, because if it was not for the food delivery service, I wouldn't have been able to eat. I ordered so much soup last week, and then I love Jason's Deli soup, but it was like a $25 minimum order to get them to deliver. So by that point, I did actually get out of bed and go and pick it up for that. But I waitered so much food last week.
Did you get any pumpkin soup?
I did not. No pumpkin soup was had. However, it also made me realize that we really need a delivery service that brings medicine to your house too when you're sick. Because got into bed Monday and could not get out, and I thought I had cold medicine in my house, and I didn't, and I was like, I can't go. I was on the phone crying to my mom. I was like, I can't go to the store and get NyQuil. Like, I'm dying. And then poor thing, she was like trying to call stores in Lafayette. They're in Tennessee right now, but she was trying to call stores in Lafayette. Like, she called like Walgreens and Super One to see if they would deliver, and they were like, no. But it made me think, like, we have this food delivery service. We should have something like that that delivers medicine to your house. Might be something. Somebody said something was coming called like Instacart.
Have you heard of that?
I have not.
I can tell you, it's huge. It's big in New York. Like, so you will see everything from Whole Foods, Costco, or whatever. Albertsons could be on it. Whatever grocery store. And it links, and a person will actually go and shop for you.
Oh, okay.
And pick out whatever you need. And it's still, you can set delivery times, or it's like within the hour. And it's usually like a $35 minimum, depending on the city. But another little trick, make a chicken soup batch, freeze it. So whenever you're sick, mom's little trick.
See, and my mom was telling me, she was like, you need to keep canned chicken noodle. And I was like, I can't do it. I said, I cannot do Campbell's chicken noodle soup. I can't do it. I said, I have to have like good quality soup. But yes, that would be a good one to make it yourself and freeze it.
Yeah, if you ever have like a rotisserie chicken from somewhere, or ever get chicken and you have leftover bones, throw that in a pot, onion, celery, you're done, and carrots, and then just have it.
I feel sorry for whoever goes through my freezer, because they're just gonna find random animal bones and like carrot tops, celery. It's just like random, because you keep it all to make your own stock at home. In fact, like, I bought some bone broth a few weeks ago, and I had decided that next time I was just gonna buy it myself. And I was like, man, I really need to start keeping the turkey bones and chicken bones and everything, so I can just make it myself. Because it's a little work, but I mean, it's good. And yeah, that would solve this problem of the soup issue.
Definitely.
So the owners of La Pizzeria purchased Great American Steak in the mall. And then the former owners of Great American Steak now own Zorba's. And you were talking about that with me before the show. Everyone has been talking about how great Zorba's is. It's good. It's good.
It's great bang for your buck. Portions are huge. They have vegetarian options. I think they're doing it really well.
Their hummus is really good.
Yeah.
I love his hummus. I would just get the chicken shawarma with a side of hummus, and they would think I was weird. But I was like, no, this is everything to me. Like, this is life. And then they put like a ton of feta cheese and everything.
Yeah, feta. Have you ever had feta fries?
I have not, but so that's some of the new things that they added on the menu.
We insisted they did that.
Oh, really?
So if they add that to the menu, you know who that came from.
Okay, so tell me about these feta fries.
We just say, can you make some feta fries? And it's literally, their fries are really good. So you just put feta cheese on fries, so the feta kind of melts, it gets softer.
Ooh,
and it's really nice.
All right.
It's just a nice contrast. Get that really salty bite.
I wish that they were open on Sundays, because I really want this in my life right now. But anyway, one of the things that I love about La Pizzeria is their spinach and artichoke dip. Well, now that they've introduced a spinach and artichoke dip baked potato at Great American Steak. So it has the spinach and artichoke cheese, and it has like mozzarella cheese and then bacon. I do not want to think about how many calories were in it, but I was sick. So when you're sick, calories don't count. And I legit hold this potato for getting me better.
So it worked.
Because I woke up the next day and I was like finally better. Like I was like 3 days into my antibiotics, and I was like, I'm never going to get sick again. I have the plague. I'm dying. And I ate this potato, which was so delicious, but I'm sitting there eating it. And I'm like, I don't want to think about how many calories are in this. I don't want to think about it, because it was so good. It was so bad. But I woke up the next day and I legit felt better.
That's good.
So I was like, yes. And she was like, tell me what you think. And I was like, it was delicious, but I do not want to think about how many calories were in it. Yeah. Like, I'm not going to I could not eat this once a week. Like, this is I'm sick, special occasion, have a potato. Maybe if you're hungover, also a good option for that. But there's like La Pizzeria spinach and artichoke dip is the most amazing thing. And then you get it with the pita bread instead of the chips.
Ooh.
Oh my God.
Classic.
So just drizzled over a baked potato. I mean, what is not good about that?
There is an amazing place called Artichoke Pizza. If anyone's ever in New York, and they just opened in Miami, and they take basically artichoke dip, like creamy artichoke dip, and that is on your pizza. There's no
Ooh.
sauce. There's a little bit of cheese, like a bechamel. It is insane.
They do a calzone at La Pizzeria with their
Nice.
spinach and artichoke dip too. Like,
So that
and
would be very
I'm pretty
similar.
sure that they have like a pizza version of that as
good.
well. And they've started doing cauliflower crust
Nice. I saw
pizza
that.
too. So you can get a cauliflower crust pizza, put the spinach
With
and
spinach and
artichoke on it.
artichoke, yeah.
It's low carb.
Yeah.
I mean, it is. You do not want to think about the fat and calories in it, but hey, technically,
As long as it got you better.
it has no carbs. This is true. All right, we're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we have more with Melissa Lenner. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
She puts the wow, yum into words. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie herself on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Daku, and joining tonight as guest co-host is Melissa Lenner with Let the Good Nosh Roll. I do want to mention really quickly that the taco festival that we promoted on last week's show that was supposed to be happening next weekend, September 9th, has been canceled due to Hurricane Harvey and all the restaurants kind of pitching in to kind of help with what's happening in Houston. They've decided to cancel the festival, and it'll be rescheduled for later in the fall. Your tickets, if you purchase tickets, will still be honored at that time, or if you want refunds, you can go online to the website and get more information on that. What kind of taco would you make if you were a vendor at the taco festival?
Ooh, does it have to be related to Let the Good Nosh Roll? Should I do a cauliflower crust taco?
Let's do two versions.
Ooh, hard question. If I'm going to stretch it, I'm going to go cauliflower crust taco. I'll
Okay.
do like a vegan one. I'll throw some nuts in there as a binder. It'll be really hard to get that, but I would do that. And I would definitely do some avocado, my pickled red onions. I would do another kind of slaw.
Okay.
And I would make, I got this, a cashew cream sauce as like the Mexican lime crema with
look
lime and maybe some jalapeno in that and drizzle that on top.
Nice.
I hope that would be good.
Okay.
That might be good. And then my favorite taco in general is like a Baja fish, like a fried fish taco with a really light beer batter.
Yes.
Oh my God. And a cabbage slaw and drizzle of like a spicy mayo. It's amazing. A crema.
We do not have good fish tacos here. We have, Taco Sisters has the smoked taco, but it's not the same as like a Baja taco.
So good.
Like we don't have good Baja tacos. So. Speaking of that, but you were talking about the cauliflower crust tortilla. Have you had? It's like Siete.
My favorite thing in the whole world.
Okay, so those tortillas
Yeah.
would be grain-free.
I don't know. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah.
That's what I would use.
Okay.
They have an almond flour tortilla, which is amazing. And they
They-
use a lot of cassava flour.
Yeah.
Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, that's what I was going to say. They had like different versions of it.
And they make chips whenever they're on sale.
The chips are amazing.
Get them.
Yeah,
Sea salt, lime, and nacho flavor.
they're so delicious. They have them at Whole Foods. We were talking about before the show that Whole Foods price drop.
Best news ever.
Yeah, so I wonder how much they're going to be.
They're the same. It's only Whole Foods branded things that are
That are
dropped.
dropped.
So like the 365 brand.
Okay.
So you gotta they did items that are very common to people, what their top selling items, which is crazy because you would think if an item is selling already, why drop the price?
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically to compete with the other grocery stores to get more people in there. So salmon is now $9.99. This is a plug for Whole Foods if you're listening. Almond milk is now $2.99. Bananas are 49 cents. And someone told me at Walmart they're like 47 cents. So like 2 cents more. It's not a
Wow.
lot.
That's not. So I'm wondering if they're going to increase the prices of the other things to make up for that price drop.
I think they're just gonna depend on like the influx of customers.
Okay. Well,
I hope.
Yeah, let's hope. I should have went there this weekend. When you told me that and you were telling me the prices, I was like, man, why didn't I go?
I was there Monday to see if they were going to stick to their word, and they did. So
Did you walk through the store?
yeah, I did. I was like, on Monday I'm going. I needed a few things, but yeah, I wanted to see it.
Nice.
Part of my life.
Nice. We also want to mention that a new restaurant just opened up a few weeks ago called The Jerk Stop, and it is at the corner of Bonin and Ambassador in the Youngsville section. And apparently Developing Lafayette mentioned that they had opened and they kind of blew up this weekend, and they were posting that they couldn't kind of keep up with the amount of orders and were really apologetic about it. But Jamaican style plate lunches is what they seem to be having over there. Have you heard of it or been or anything?
I have not been, but
Okay.
I've mentioned it already to the fellow because I follow all social media, and I saw Developing Lafayette posted, and then I followed them right away on Facebook, and I loved his Jamaican accent. So immediately I was like, this is authentic. Let's go. And I think it's cool that like in Lafayette, people will combine two totally different cuisines. Like he's mashing Jamaican style, which I don't think they would normally have like plate lunches, but then because here Cajun country is like plate lunch centered,
Right.
That's awesome, best of both worlds.
And you kind of go through and it's like a plate lunch and you kind of pick what you want. And so it's neat.
I'm a fan. I'll definitely check
He's
that out.
doing a lot of curried goat, which makes me excited. So I'm like, yes.
Yeah, good stuff.
More goat on the menu. All right. Melissa Lenner is with Let the Good Nosh Roll. She is one of the vendors at Lafayette's Farmers Market at the Horse Farm, Munkus Park.
Yes.
And you can find her every Saturday there. Thank you so much for joining tonight as guest co-host.
Thank you for having me. It's been awesome.
So how did you get your start? Like what made you decide to start your business?
So I am originally from Miami, Florida, and I lived in New York City for 3 years, met the love of my life. And he got a job in Lafayette. So we moved down here at another radio station. And so I was going around the area and like realizing that all these foods, a lot of the food was fried and really heavy. And like I wanted to bring something lighter to the table. And I love farmers markets, love them. It's just a place I love being. I think it's a great community. So I was like, what don't they have? And then one day I was craving this faux sushi roll that I once had in New York. This is the truth. And I was craving it and I really, really wanted it. So when you're craving something and you can't get it and you don't have access, you got to make it yourself. So I remembered some of the ingredients. I played around with the recipe a lot, tweaked it, added some different nuts, ingredients. And it was one of those wow moments. Like, this is really good.
Just came together.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, this is amazing. I shocked myself. I'm like, okay, I think this is what I'm going to sell. I think people would dig it. This is awesome. I presented it at Lafayette Farmers Market. You have to go through this whole process of like presenting to the board. They loved it. A week later, I was there. And I've been there over a year. And I also do a Lake Charles market on Tuesdays at Cash and Carry. So
nice.
I love it. It's amazing.
You're very active on social media.
I try.
Okay, so if no one's had the sushi roll, kind of explain what it is.
Absolutely. So it's quote unquote sushi. So sushi means fish and rice. So what I sell is more of a nori roll, which means nori is another word for seaweed. I use an organic seaweed, so it does not taste fishy at all. It's delicious, and it's really good for your digestion. Then the rice imitation, I would say, is cashews and cauliflower. That it's really creamy, it's really nice, it's light, and it's filling. Then it has, one of my rolls is called my OG Nosh, my original roll, and it has the cashew cauliflower, avocado, pickled red onion, cucumbers, and sprouts. So there's no added sugar whatsoever. I pickle my own red onions, and then they get this beautiful, vibrant magenta color. So that's one of my rolls. And then my other roll is a spicy tuna roll, which is like not a spicy tuna. And I do the same cashew cauliflower mixture. It has sprouts, thicker sliced cucumbers, and this beet puree I make that looks like spicy tuna and tastes like it.
It actually does. If you follow me on social media, I just posted the 2 rolls that she brought to me.
Yeah, and that just has fresh jalapenos, roasted beets, and cayenne. So my first roll is raw vegan, and my second roll is just vegan. And I did it also, to answer your other question, to kind of crush that stereotype that vegan food is gross, like, ugh, yucky, tofurkey, all this. But it's not. It's like I sell to a lot of meat eaters all the time. I'm like, come try a sample. And they're like, oh, I didn't think I'd like that. And then they love it. And so that's the story.
See, I liked it. I've had it before. I found it to be very light as opposed to a regular sushi roll. And I mean, especially after the week that I've had of eating spinach and artichoke dip baked potatoes, if I'm wanting to eat something a little lighter, I'm going to be eating these for dinner. So it's kind of like a balance thing. And we should also say that you are not a vegan.
No.
You eat meat, but you...
in moderation.
Balance.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I also wanted to add, that I sell 2 types of sauces as well.
Yes.
So I sell my Good Nosh sauce, which is like an Asian marinade. And I use gluten-free soy sauce, ginger, sriracha, sesame seeds. And it's an awesome marinade on any sort of protein. And it's a dipping sauce for my rolls. And then I also do a salad dressing, which is a beet vinaigrette. No added sugars. I'm very against added sugars, sweeteners. I use coconut sugar, which I think is okay because that's paleo, Whole30. That's another
Yeah.
topic. And honey is good in moderation also because it fights allergies. I believe that.
It's delicious.
I love them.
Now, do you do any type of special orders if people can't make it to the market but want to try your product?
Absolutely. I always tell them because I do 2 markets. I always have the product on hand. You can always reach me on social media, on Facebook. Let the Good Nosh Roll. You can text me, email me, show up at my door. Just kidding. Don't do that. Yeah, and you can always place an order. Large dinner parties. I can do that. If you guys want to learn how to roll the rolls, I'm happy to come to your home and teach you. We can work it out.
All right, we are going to take another break, and when we come back, we have more with Melissa. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Night.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Deku, and joining tonight as guest co-host is Melissa Lenner. She is the creator of Let the Good Nosh Roll. It is a riceless nori roll sushi that you can find at the farmer's market every Saturday. We were talking about in the break, Whole30. I've done Whole30. You said you did it for 4 months.
I did.
And then your boyfriend didn't even know that he was on it and lost a bunch of weight.
Yeah, he didn't, because everything he eats, I cook for him, which is kind of sad and awesome at the same time. There's no argument. It's just whatever I feel like making, I get to make. A lot of freedom. It's awesome. So my sister was getting married, so I had like 5 months to prepare, being the maid of honor. And I was like, let's do this. It's real food. It's good. I can still cook and experiment. And it's a challenge. So we did Whole30, whole 4 months. He didn't realize it. He lost 30 pounds, and people were like, where did he go? It looks awesome. And I too lost like 33, actually. It was good. And now we're on maintenance, and I like to incorporate just eating real food in your diet, balancing it. If you cannot pronounce an ingredient, you should not eat it. That's one of the mottos I go by.
It's a good rule to follow.
It's easy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And then I also found out that you're behind one of the Instagrams that I've been following that I had no idea of. It's Food by You Boyfriend.
Food Boyfriend by You.
Food Boyfriend by You.
Yes.
And it's basically pictures of this guy being fed food that you make. And it was you that you're doing this. So tell us about this Instagram.
So I started this in New York, actually, and it was Food Boyfriend New York. And then when I moved here, I changed it to By You. And it's I was like, okay, I'm making these beautifully plated 5-star meals for this one guy. I want the world to see it, I was proud of what I did. And it's also a way to remember what I've made. It's like my own little portfolio. So I would say, okay, Alan, come here, come in the kitchen. I need you to pose in the light. And he'd get so angry. I'm like, just do it. I just made this. Just pose. And then it's just a way for me to see all my food. And I hope people enjoy it and get good ideas. Some of it's not so healthy, but then as it gets closer, it gets increasingly healthier. A lot of zucchini noodles and good stuff.
It looked really good. And I was a fan of the Instagram. And I told you, at one point, I was finding people that did food Instagram accounts, and I was having them come on the show as guest co-hosts. And I was actually going to approach y'all about coming on as guest co-hosts. And then lo and behold, I got you tonight.
Two birds, one stone. It's
right?
Great. Yeah, 2 nostrils, 1 stone.
There you go. Okay, so you were from New York. What has been the one food item that you've missed the most since moving here?
It's a good question. I'm going to do 2.
Okay.
This 2 would be a bagel, lox, and cream cheese is number 1.
We do not have bagels here at all.
My mother visited for Mother's Day, and that's her favorite as well. So I made bagels from scratch, unreal, and I've actually made my own gravlax, like salmon. It's not smoked salmon, but like you do it in the fridge with salt and sugar and dill and whatever other spices, caraway seeds, and you like have to put weights on it so it like gets all the moisture out, wrap it. It's a whole process. It takes like 5 days. Done that. My second favorite would be kind of like this Asian fusion. I haven't tried blue basil yet.
Yeah.
But I want to go there. But I really miss like baos, like those open face buns.
They have those.
I know.
There. Yeah.
And really good ramen, like fancy, delicious ramen.
We're kind of not okay. So I don't know if they still have it, but Shangri-La on Johnson Street had ramen, and it was just like one bowl. And it smelled awful, but it tasted amazing. Like it was so delicious.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was the bone broth that they
it's a tonkotsu broth. Yeah.
Yeah. So did not smell good at all, but tasted delicious. And I mean, we have like a few places that'll have ramen here and there, but not really. Like that would be if I would tell you to go have ramen somewhere, it would be there. And I don't know if they still have it on the menu or not.
There are a lot of places in New Orleans I've been wanting to check out. And I guess that's the closest. But so I have not, that's the one thing I have not made. Like something I crave, I'll make it. I have not made ramen because that is like a 18-hour at least process. I was making bone broths with like bone marrow bones, but no ramen yet. So it's on the list.
On the list.
Yeah.
You need to go check out White Fox.
It's on my list. I want to go so bad. I've been craving shrimp dumplings.
I went Friday night and I ordered the green bean dish because the person that I was with was vegetarian. And the waitress was like, okay, I'm just going to tell you, this is our most controversial item. She said, first off, it's fried. I said, okay. I was expecting that. She said, second, it is our spiciest thing on the menu. People are like disgusted by how spicy it is. And I said, well, is there any way that they can make it not as spicy? She's like, yeah. So delicious.
Nice.
It was so freaking delicious. Like it was just so good. You could taste the salt, the sugar in it. I kind of wish that they would have had some of the spice in it so I could have seen, but she was so adamant that it was too much spice that I was like, well, maybe, I mean, could they like put a little bit of spice and, just to see for next time, but it had like that umami flavor and it was so delicious and their dumplings are amazing. And it's pretty much the only place in Lafayette that you can go, well, Acadiana, because it's in Brobridge, to get dumplings.
Yeah, there's no dim sum in Lafayette either. That's what I miss. Like those cart style dim sum. Do you know what the spice was? Was it like Szechuan peppercorns or something?
I have no idea because the dish as it came had chili peppers in it. So she said kept saying it was like a paste. It was like and she said it was almost like a salty heat that kind of just like coated your tongue
and numbed it.
Yeah.
Ooh, so good.
Well, see, whatever was still in there had a numbing effect because but it was not spicy at all. And I didn't eat I didn't eat the chili peppers. I just like picked that out. But I did have some of that numbing in it. So I'm wondering I kind of want it to taste now.
Got to go back and get it again.
Get it full spice.
Yeah, compare those two.
Yeah, it was so delicious.
Definitely want to try out that restaurant though. That's also on my list. It's hard. I don't eat out when I cook so much. Because I like knowing the ingredients in my food. I like knowing where my chicken comes from and things like that. Especially being at a farmer's market, I like supporting the local businesses and the farmers. But for some things that you can't get, you gotta splurge.
And you're going to Miami this weekend.
Yes, I'm actually from Miami. I lived in New York City for 3 years, but I'm born and bred up till 18 in Miami, Florida. So it's my mom's birthday. So
Cuban food all the way.
All the way.
We were talking about that before the show that I've been wanting Miami in my life so bad. So I'm super jealous of you.
Maybe I'll bring you back a sandwich.
We're going, yes, smuggle it in here.
Have you ever had a medianoche or heard of that?
What is that?
So it's exactly like a Cubano, which is a Cuban sandwich, but they make it's the same ingredients, the same like ham, pickles, mustard, ham or pork, but they put it on this sweet potato bread. It's like yellow.
Okay.
It is amazing.
They have something like that at Cafe Habana.
Do they?
They do.
That's awesome. Good for them.
They have it. When I was in Miami, I had a Cuban sandwich. Like that was the first thing that I ate when I got there. But our last day there, she took us to a bodega.
Nice.
And I got to have Cuban coffee, which is so delicious. And I had a sandwich and it was steak and it had like fried potato sticks on it.
Oh yeah.
That was what I had. I don't know what
they're called fritas. So,
okay.
It's not papas fritas is potatoes.
I don't know. I can't remember what the name of it was, but I just know that it had steak on it and it had like fried potato.
Yeah, it's like a fritas burger sometimes. So sometimes they'll make like a chorizo style patty and then put those like potato sticks. It's delicious.
It was delicious. I had paella while I was there. I have not had yuca. Well, I say that, but Pepin's started doing like fried yuca, like almost like French fries with the garlicky dipping sauce. Nice. And it was close to that, but it was just like a huge like boiled yuca, like covered in like butter and garlic sauce. I had that and plantains and like, the difference.
It's really good. So it's another comfort food.
Tres leches cake.
Nice.
Yeah, we went to a bakery too while I was there. I
And
missed
then
it so much.
have you ever had like a pastelito, which is like it's like a puff pastry, but
I
they'll
don't
put
think
like
so.
guava. The famous ones are like guava pastelito.
I have not, but they had a Latin bakery that was doing those here for a while, but I didn't have them. She actually may still have those. She owns Petticone
Oh, nice.
now, so she may have some of the stuff there because I know she has Tres Leches and she does flan there too. So she may have that occasionally, or you can order it or special order it or something. Yeah, but she does that.
Nice.
Yeah, gotta find all the little.
I know. You got to search hard in Acadiana for these little niche items.
What other than Cuban food would be amazing food in Miami?
In Miami. Well, when I go home, it's no work. It's no vacation. I am cooking for my parents nonstop. The best food it's called Joe's Stone Crab. It's kind of pretentious, but have you ever heard of a stone crab?
Yes.
So it's like you're only eating the claw.
Mm-hmm.
They take the claw off and then they throw it back in. So it's sustainable. It's cruel, but it's sustainable. And I know it sounds
Does
bad.
the claw grow back?
It grows back. It's like a lizard's tail. It continuously grows back and back and back. Yeah. And they've been doing this for over 100 years. And they're amazing. And I saw them at Whole Foods and I could not buy them because they're not in season right now. So I knew they were frozen. And I was like, no, not cool. But stone crabs are my favorite food. They're light. They're sweet. It's the best. It is. I'll say it. It's better than a crawfish. Ooh, I went there. I love crawfish. But it's better.
We were talking about the cauliflower boudin before the show. You have not tried it, but you said you'd be all about it.
Yeah, I'm totally for like repurposing and like trying new foods. I think it's great. Yeah, why not? Let people enjoy something and indulge in something they can't have, because people do have really serious dietary restrictions. So that's why I love what I serve at the market, because a lot of pregnant women, they can't have fish. So they can come to me and like have that excitement and fulfill those needs. And a lot of people who are like anyone with diabetes and like low sugar, that's why I like doing that. Go full circle.
There you go. All right, we're going to take another break. And when we come back, we have more with Melissa. So come back to us. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
The best tasting radio show in all of South Louisiana. It's the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL.
Welcome back to the Lafayette Food Junkie Show on News Talk 96.5 KPEL. I'm your host, Tiffany Daku, and we've been talking with Melissa Lenner, who is the creator of the Good Nosh Roll, a riceless nori roll that you can find at the farmer's market. What is appealing to you about being at the farmer's market? Like, what do you love about being there?
I love the vibrant community and the friends I've made with the other vendors. We all have the same goal. We all want to support our community, and it's become a place where people can go bring their dogs. There are so many dogs. There are babies and strollers, and it's a family affair. And it's great to support local community vendors, local food, to know that your produce is coming from under 100 miles away. Your meat is coming from less than 50 miles, you know? Your honey is also coming. Great honey. They're out of Lake Charles, Santa Rita Farm. I love them. And it's a really good community that we support each other. So support us.
I passed by this past Saturday and you guys were packed. I can only assume that with the lower temperatures, like it's going to be amazing farmers market weather. And so you guys are going to only get busier.
October, when comes October, it is heaven to be there. I cannot wait. And then it's just amazing. And we're there no matter rain or shine. They're all like, they didn't cancel the market 2 Saturdays ago. The only canceled market that I've been here for was last August. Wow. That was the only time in over a year. So it's great. One time I was there, it was 26 degrees out. And there were maybe like 10 of us there, but it was still a good time and people still came. They crave my rolls. But it's good. And I love it. It's a great community, lots of good products. And it's very versatile and very diverse. Versatile wasn't the right word.
Do you do special rolls every now and then too? Like besides your base too? Like will you have different specials?
Yes. So I started doing just the original, the OG Nosh Roll with the avocado. Then another one I did was a faux presse, which was like a play on a caprese, like so tomato mozzarella, but I did tomato and basil and arugula. It was good, and then I did a Mardi Gras roll, which was very colorful. So I used purple cabbage, yellow bell pepper, and green beans. That was really nice. It needed more of acidity. So, and then I stumbled upon the spicy tuna, which I love. Like I just created that. I was like, wait, what? And I'm open to suggestions always. Some people have asked me, like, if you do it, could you do salmon or something? I'm like, I don't know how it would taste with like cauliflower. You know, it needs that rice to absorb.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely always recipe testing. And I also would like to switch to maybe sunflower seeds because a lot of people do have nut allergies. And I always say all my ingredients, like it takes me probably like 30 seconds before
Just
someone
in case.
someone has a sample because I'm like, it has cashews, cauliflower, avocado, pickle, red onion, cucumber, sprouts. I can go like nonstop. But because I'm so nervous of allergies, I don't want anyone to get hurt. So I always list the ingredients, but a lot of people who can't have nuts can have seeds. So I'm considering doing something with that in the future. So let me know if you want that.
Okay, we were talking about bagels again during the commercial break. Do you think that that's, besides ramen and dim sum, one of the big things that Lafayette needs?
Yeah, I mean, just having a bagel is a whole meal. It's super filling. And some places will have like 30 types of cream cheese, like you didn't even know existed, like a cinnamon raisin cream cheese, a veggie cream cheese. They'll do like tofu cream cheese, like so a fake cream cheese. Yeah, bagels are amazing. And I had to make it myself, I told you. Another thing I think would do really well in Lafayette, if anyone is an entrepreneur and is listening, have you ever had Rita's Italian Ice?
I have not, but I've heard of it.
Okay, so it's like a snow cone essentially, but it's not like it's not domed.
Yeah.
It is the best ever. And yeah.
I feel like we had an Italian Ice.
You might have, and they just
place.
vanish.
Yeah.
They're seasonal, but it's year round here, I would say. So I was thinking, I was like, that would do really, I miss that too. But I didn't have that in Miami.
And you worked for a well-known restaurant in New York. Is that right?
I did.
Yeah.
A little plug is a guy named Danny Bowen of Mission Chinese Food. It started in San Francisco, and then he opened up in New York. And then he had Mission Cantina, which was Mexican, Chinese combined. It was so bizarre, but it worked. And he was doing like General Tso burritos. Think about that. And so, yeah, people loved it. So I worked there for 2 years and basically just tried to work all aspects of a restaurant to get a feel, see what I like. I definitely am a people person. That's what I love about the farmer's market is because I can be behind the scenes and in front of the scenes. So I'm front of house and back of house at the same time. I'm making all the rolls. I'm all the selling, all the communicating. And my boyfriend is sitting in his chair playing video games. But he does do my setup
He's
and
supporting you.
He is. He does my setup and takedown, which is definitely need his muscle. But so that's why I love farmers market also, because I get to communicate, I get to sell the product, I get to be passionate about it and make it because I do love cooking. That's hard about the restaurant industry.
And you said you also one time walked into a bar and just became the chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's a funny story. So I lived in an area called the Lower East Side, which was the most condensed bar to space ratio. And it was called Hell's Square. It was amazing. And so I was at a bar one like Wednesday and I saw this guy come out of a kitchen and I'm like, oh my God, there's a kitchen here. There's a menu. I had no idea. And so I said to him, I was like, are you hiring? Like I had a full-time job, like a 9-to-5 job in finance. And I was like, are you hiring? And he said, yeah, come back. Like show me your resume. So I just printed out pictures of my Instagram, printed them out. Pictures was my I did not even bring a written resume. And I said, so I made this. This is how I did this. I cooked this long, this temperature. I like using seasonal. He's like, all right, you sound like you know what you're doing. Come back in 2 days. I'll show you what's up. And he needed days off. So I would cover for him like 4 days of the week. And I basically ran this kitchen by myself, taking orders. I did that for about like 6 months. It was a good time.
And so we said that you don't eat out a lot here in town, but when you do eat out here in town, where do you like to dine out? Like, what are some of the restaurants in town that you're kind of watching? You had mentioned Bread and Circus.
Yeah,
the late night menu.
Definitely a fan of their late night. I don't like eating late, but I do like their late night menu. If people are in town, I definitely like to tell them to come during crawfish season. Louisiana crawfish time was one of my favorites. I've taken like some people to social. I like getting takeout from Thai food when I don't want to cook. So any Thai suggestions, I love that. And Zorba's we've had recently, just name dropping. Whole Foods. But I cook. I don't buy their like prepared foods. What other restaurants? What else is there? I love sushi, but I make it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
I know.
If you eat actual sushi, like what sushi restaurants in town?
On occasion. Like? I mean, I've been to Tsunami once. Rock and Sake once. I've heard good things about Oishi. Is that what it's called?
Oishi is good. if you're not familiar with it, they have like maybe 3 tables.
Oh, cool.
And it's really tiny. Fuji is amazing.
Ooh, writing that down.
Fuji is probably my favorite sushi restaurant, and it's not fancy. Like, you go in there. And then, I mean, I go to Osaka because it's just consistent. They're usually not busy inside. Ordering takeout from there, though, is kind of a nightmare. Like, they're always busy.
Really? But that's a good thing.
Yeah, for waiter, like they get a ton of takeout orders. But to dine in there, it's usually quiet and, you know, it's not bad. And they usually do like the buy 3, get 1 free roll. They used to do like all you could eat sushi at one point. I don't know if they still do that.
I used to go to that back in the day.
But yeah, so I like them. And but yeah, like, have you been to Oishi? No.
No, I haven't been to Fuji or I follow Osaka on Instagram.
Yeah.
So
Osaka has been doing really creative things with sushi.
They did the donut.
The donut. She did a sushi pizza this past week. She's been
nice.
Crazy. She's doing crazy things over there. So I mean, I like them because they're consistent, and it's not the best, it's not the worst, but it's good, and you know you can typically get in there. But Fuji is really good.
I think that's super important in any kind of restaurant, and that's what I pride myself in my role is consistency. So if someone is expecting a certain taste and a certain flavor, and that's what they remember, you got to deliver, and that's what they want. And I think that's why I've been able to be in business for over a year in a farmer's market in Lafayette selling vegan sushi. So thank you to my regulars. I love you guys.
And you've been doing very well doing it too.
Yeah, it's definitely very lucrative. It's exciting, and I love. And I feel like you hit the jackpot not only when you can have a nightstand on both sides of your on bed and not touching a wall. That's one measure of success.
I love that that's your measure of success.
And another, you know, like 2 nightstands not touching a wall.
Yeah.
And another one is to do what you love every day and be able to talk about it with such excitement. Like, this is not work. This is so much fun for me. And I love sharing like my knowledge of food, good food, real food. Yeah.
Do you think that you would ever expand to something besides sushi or rolls? Like, do you think that you may want to try doing bagels or something like that? So
that is something I definitely always consider, because when I do make these foods all the time, like, oh, I could sell this, I could sell this. But it's really hard because I am one person. So, but for larger parties, I can always customize and do like amazing vegan pesto zucchini noodles. I do a lot, or like pad thai, but with zucchini noodles.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm a huge fan, and I spiralize them myself. So it's really good.
I got a veggie bullet, and I think I've used it once. I used it once to make cauliflower pizza.
Is it really annoying to clean? That's what I picture.
It wasn't that bad. It was just, it's really big. I have not used it to make any noodles with, and that was the big thing of why I wanted one so bad, is because I was going to spiralize all the veggie.
You got to do it.
and yeah, cauliflower rice pizza once.
Nice.
That's all. And it was kind of a big ordeal to do. So, you know, but.
Well, you'll use it one day.
We'll play with it.
That's exciting.
Again. All right. Let the Good Nosh Roll on Instagram, Facebook. Are you more?
Both.
Yeah.
I always say follow me on Facebook and Instagram because I always post if I'll be at the market. So that's how I like spread the word. That's my marketing.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. This has been fun.
Thank you so much. It's been awesome. I loved it.
All right, that's our show. Thank you so much for tuning in. Join us next week, Sunday at 6 p.m. This is Tiffany Deku on News Talk 96.5 KPEL, and this has been the Lafayette Food Junkie Show. Thanks for listening, and as always, happy eating, Acadiana.